One's plans to add a fourth segment to qualifying from next year have hit a roadblock, with the teams unsure the current tyre allocation will last the distance, and Pirelli unwilling to provide extra sets for free. The sport is keen to add more action to qualifying, despite no issues with the current system. A fourth segment seeing the top 8 drivers fighting for pole position. But while the teams are doing qualifying simulations to ascertain whether an extra set is needed, Red Bull Racing team boss Christian Horner said the sport also shouldn't make change for change's sake. What you don't want to end up with is cars not running in Q4 because there are no tyres left, he said. Charles Leclerc has dodged a bullet, with Ferrari able to recover the power unit that cost him a maiden win in Bahrain and race it at this weekend's milestone 1000th Grand Prix in China. Leclerc had to settle for third at Sakhir, despite leading for most of the race, after his engine suffered an unprecedented short circuit within an injection system control unit, a gremlin only revealed after thorough investigations back at Ferrari's Maranello base post-event. Bahrain remained the focus of world motorsport last week, with the team staying on in Manama for a 2-day test, with the top time overall set by F1 rookie George Russell in a Mercedes. Russell ran a 1:29.029 in the W10 on the rain-affected second day, good enough for 9th on the grid in the race, and a boost for the Brit, who's having to endure a difficult start to his F1 career with Williams. Russell was 66 1/1000ths of a second up on Racing Point's Sergio Perez, both on the C5 tyre. The top 8 covered by just over 1 second, with Mick Schumacher 6th and 7th fastest. The 20-year-old had a dream debut test, getting a day with Alfa Romeo and Ferrari, which he said felt like home, given his father's legacy there. Two-time F1 world champion Fernando Alonso in the McLaren MCL 34 was testing 2020 tyres for Pirelli, so his lap times were not published. Former FIA President Max Mosley has said Brexit will not affect F1, with the motorsport industry surrounding Silverstone well established before the UK joined the European Union in 1973.
I don't think Brexit will make any difference to Formula One because we already had a sort of Silicon Valley here in England before the UK were part of the common market. You go back to the late 60s, early 70s, and it was that's where the center of gravity of Formula One was. And I don't think that will change.
The UK is yet to agree on a deal to leave the EU, its deadline extended to April 12. And while Mosley agrees there will be change, he says it should remain safe, with 7 of the 10 teams underpinned by a group of small British companies.
Big companies, yes, they may move out to some extent, but the point about Formula One is that underneath the teams is a huge infrastructure of small suppliers making bits, specialist organizations. It's all here, and obviously some things come from outside the UK, but if you want to start a Formula One team anywhere other than the UK, it's difficult.
Racing Point is speeding towards a bigger, bolder future, unveiling plans for a $33 million factory at its now 30-acre Silverstone site, the surrounding property recently acquired. The squad, which began as Jordan for the 1991 season, has outgrown its current facility, with 425 employees, 125 of which are already based at a second site in Brackley, near Mercedes. The new factory, hoped to be ready in time for 2021, will bring everyone under one roof, but won't be an architectural masterpiece like the Norman Foster-designed McLaren Technology Center. We don't plan for it to be too opulent, said team principal Ottmar Zafnauer. We still need to retain our DNA and our racer's ethos, so it will be purpose-built for performance. The squad hopes to start building at the end of 2019, when the technical regulations for 2021 should be finalized. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.